shakes, stuff like that. And so I like to have milkshakes. And so that made a lot of sense. Well, something that I hadn't even considered when I was first interested in it was something that luckily my wife brought to my attention. And it's that Dole sells pineapple soft serve mix.
Oh wow.
And what do you think you get when you have Dole soft serve?
That's one of those Dole Whip thingies.
A pint of Disneyland Dole Whip.
Wow. All right.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
Where do you get? Did they sell that at Sam's Club?
Mm. What, the Dole Whip?
Yeah.
No, I ordered this on Amazon.
Oh yeah. I was about to say I've never seen that. I've never seen that before.
But man, it is Dole Whip. It tastes spot on. Obviously, I don't have like I'm not piping it out into a bowl or something so that it has the swirl, but
Yeah.
the flavor, the texture, the mm, now you had never had Dole Whip before.
Right. Well, because I always thought it was ice cream.
Yeah, no, this is just water. So it is literally a half cup of the mix, and it's just
Mhm.
like a powder,
Mhm.
and 1.5 cups of water. That's it.
Yeah. That's the thing. I like. That's when.
Mm.
That's why when we went to Disneyland the last time, I was like, "Yo, wait, is this ice cream?" And they were like, "No, there's no milk involved." And I was like, "Oh, so I've been missing out for no reason."
Yeah. So absolutely delicious. I will be eating this throughout the episode. Um, but I can't say enough. If by if you're looking, if you're a person that likes to make ice creams or whatever, this is the way to go. It doesn't freeze or anything like that, but it there are instructions that it comes with, like for you, for example, right? Like this is perfect, because you don't have to use milk. You can go buy these soft serve mixes, add your water, and you basically you put it into the container. You
Mhm.
let it freeze for you know 12 hours or so, and then you throw it in the machine. You hit the sorbet button, and bada bing.
Nice. Like, do you get multiple of these cup things, or is it just one cup?
Comes with three,
Oh, okay, that's not bad. Each a
and you
pint.
could buy more.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you could, but
But yeah, it comes with 3 pints.
that's cool. That's pretty cool. I like that.
The only thing, oh, and cleaning wise, it's all dishwasher safe.
As it should be.
And on the actual blender component piece, this top piece, this lid,
Hmm.
has the blade within it,
Oh,
and
nice.
both of those are dishwasher safe.
Oh,
So
that's really good.
yeah, it's very clean. It's super easy. Again, we're not getting paid by these guys, but when there's something I really like, I want to share it with you.
Yeah, no, it's pretty dope.
So it's not the cheapest item. I'm not gonna lie, but for me, this will pay off.
Yeah, I mean, if you had, I mean, if you definitely use it, then to make, it pays for itself. 'Cause, I
For
mean,
show.
if you think about like if the ice cream, like if you buy like a pint of ice cream, it's like close to $6.
Yeah, and so this bag of Dole Whip, basically, I'm sure my wife will tell me. I feel like it was about $20 for I think it was like 3 pound bag or something.
Oh yeah.
Um, and my
Do they have
wife
the
does
different? Do they
say,
have the different flavors?
"Oh yeah, there are." So I mean, it's any kind of soft serve. Like you could buy chocolate soft serve.
No, no, I'm talking about like the. I'm talking about like with the Dole stuff. Because remember how they had the different flavors and stuff.
Yes, you can buy the different flavored Dole Whips.
Mango.
Um, yep,
Ah, nice.
yeah. So it's $35 for, I think it's like a 3 pound bag.
Oh, that's not bad.
But again, you're only using a half cup
Yeah,
for a pint.
yeah, that's not bad. It's real good. Real good.
So um so good.
Yeah.
So what's up with you? How are you doing?
I'm better. I'm better.
Well, we took a week off last week, and that was because of me, because I was not feeling well at all. I was had a bit of a cold going on.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it's now been 2 weeks since we were last on. Some things have changed for you at work. How is that going, or has that change happened yet?
No, as that changes actually this weekend.
Okay.
So I'll be moving shifts. So I'll be moving from
On
second.
the night shift.
Yeah, I'll be moving from second shift to third shift, which will be from 4:30 to 1 a.m. So making that night diff money, baby.
See, and that's interesting to me because when I think of third shift, I think like true graveyard. Getting off at 1, that's not, that's like working in the restaurant industry.
Yeah, I know. So that's, well, I mean, there's multiple different times during during the the third shift. Like, I guess there's people that come in, work like so I work 4:30 to 1. I guess there's like 5 to like 2:30 or something like that, because they're, so. But I was like, hey, another guy wanted to switch, I guess due to his girlfriend or something, and so we had the same days off, and so I was like, hey, why not, man? I'll help you out. I'm
That's
good.
cool.
Yeah, I can help you out. And
So it is not going to negatively affect the show. We're not going to have to switch days or times.
nope. We'll be back. We'll be on the same time. So, yeah. So starting on Sunday, that's when the new shift starts.
Cool.
So I'll be working 3 days on that new shift, and then I'm off, and then gone for a week, and then off for like 1 day, and then go back into work finally on Monday.
So why are you off for a week?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe because there's a cruise coming.
Yes, a week from tomorrow, we fly to Seattle. Today we just booked our City Pass events.
Go. Yep. Thank you for that.
Going to the Space Needle, the aquarium. Gonna go on a Harper cruise.
Yeah.
Going to the Museum of Pop Culture.
Pop.
Going to the Chahui Gardens. I don't know how it's pronounced.
Yeah. I wonder, have the pop culture guys been to the Pop Culture Museum? I mean, I think that's like, should be a must.
That'd be like a requirement.
That should be a must for them.
Yeah. Well, and something that is up there, and I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but the Funko Pop headquarters is in Everett, which is, it's not close. Like, it's almost an hour away.
Yeah, I've heard about that. I've heard that you can go in there and get Funko Pops made of yourself.
I had not heard that.
Oh, yeah. Apparently, like, you can get Funko Pop figures made of yourself. It's kind of like that new. Well, it's not really new. Hasbro's had it for a little while. Like, Hasbro has the thing where you can basically become an action figure, which I was like, I'm gonna have to do that at some point in time.
I mean, all they're doing is making your head.
That's true. I understand that part, but I'm just saying, it's like, that's kind of cool.
I don't know if you get to make a Funko Pop, and like you could like choose the outfit and choose all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think there's some involvement in that. But yeah, no, I was like, yo, because actually some people came from there. They came through our airport. I don't know where they were heading to. I forgot where they're heading, but like when their bag went through, like there was just all these, like, I saw the outline of them. I was like, wait, what the hell? Like, and I was like, yo, are those a bunch of Funko Pops? And they were like, yeah, we went to the the factory or whatever. And I was like, wait, where is that? They were like, in Washington. I was like, oh, okay. And then and they said, yeah, like we got one made of ourselves or something. And I was like, yo, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's something I'd be interested in.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't get into all the details about like choosing outfits, all that kind of stuff, which would be kind of dope, because definitely if I had one made of myself, I'd want to be in that Gambit outfit, bruh. But the trench coat and the cards, that would be money. Love it.
Not the bow staff.
Nah. I want the card instead of the bow staff. But yeah, no, that's pretty cool.
Interesting. So yeah, That's anything else interesting, fun, or exciting going on?
Not fun, but family stuff. But other than that, we're good.
All right. Well, should we dive into some content?
Dive.
All right. Well, you posted this the other day, and you posted it the day before
Yeah,
April Fools, and I thought for certain this must be an April Fools joke.
yeah,
This must be right. I mean,
right.
a couple years ago we had the bacon flavored mouthwash, right?
Yeah,
There've been some other weird things along the way.
I didn't really see anything this year for April Fool's Day, but this was one like I came across it. So actually, the crazy part was I was watching. I watched like the monologue stuff from Stephen Colbert, and then I watched the. Um, he has another little segment called Meanwhile, and this was at the end of it, and I was like, I'm sorry, what? Like this can't be real. And sure enough, I went and looked it up. It was very real, and it was they had it at they certain not all Walmarts apparently, but certain Walmarts have it. So I have not seen it yet. I went into a Walmart today, but I didn't even think to look for it. But yeah,
Yeah, they are real. I
maple
went to
syrup, pancakes, sausage, and eggs. I mean, it's like, come on, what?
Well, and that's where, to me, that's the confusing part because I suspect it's probably just going to taste like maple syrup. Because how do you get the other flavors distinctively?
Yeah, because I can understand the maple syrup. I can understand maybe like the sausage, but the egg is the one that really throws me.
Yeah, I definitely, if I come across this product in Walmart or wherever, I
This
will be
is this
grabbing
is
one.
I like again, like I was like ew, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, hmm,
Gotta at least try it, I think.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's worth a try, I guess.
I mean, there have been some other, ramen flavors that I've seen where I'm like, oh, I don't know how that would be. Like, I remember coming across a cheese one, right? And I
Oh,
was like, cheesy water, and I tried it, and I was like, okay, it's not great, but it's not
yeah, I don't
terrible.
know. Like, honestly, I like the new ones they have, the stir fry ones. The stir fry ones are amazing. If you haven't had those yet, highly suggest you try those because it's like the same as everything else, but the water it's not like soupy. It's like the broth that you get in like a chow mein, and I don't know, hands down some of the best noodle products I've had in a long time.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Really quick, want to call out to a good old boy of ours, Brian from FedEx office, who hadn't talked to in a long time, but I spoke with him earlier today, and he's evidently a fan of the show. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah, very
Hey,
surprising.
Brian.
Very very surprising. Oh hey, look, we got a Twitch message. Have a good streaming. Keep the promo code. What?
10 viewers for 24 hours, free something or other.
Add to block list.
uh,
So yeah, wanted to give a shout out there to Brian from FedEx office for still being there. That's
yeah.
neither of us are.
Yeah.
So an announcement came out today by Dwayne the Rock Johansson.
Now, here's something I'm confused about. And I might just the story I didn't really look deeper into the story, but it said something about he was being sued by Disney along with a couple other places for streaming stuff illegally or some garbage.
I had not heard that.
Yeah, and that's why I was like, I didn't breathe too much into it, and so that's why when I was like, that's interesting, but
yeah, I mean, with as much as he works with them and whatnot, I
yeah,
will say I did see an April Fool's joke involving Dwayne, which was that uh, James Gunn was stepping away from DC, and Dwayne was going to step up to be the new CEO and run DC.
Oh man, no, that would have been interesting. But
Yeah, I thought that was pretty good. But
oh
yeah,
man, oh, you
so
know what?
ultimately, the announcement that Mr. Johnson Giggity made uh, was that they are going to make a live action Moana,
Moana.
and he will be reprising the role of Maui.
And apparently the young lady who played Moana will be playing Moana.
Yes, I have heard that as well. And so it I don't know how I feel about it. Like I think Moana is a cute film and whatnot, but
Well, they
it
said he said like a reimagining of it too. So that's also something I'm interested to see because I have a feeling they're gonna bring in more, like he said, the dance and everything, the dancing and everything. So I imagine there'll be a lot more scene. There'll be some more scenes on Matanui.
well, and I hope they would like maybe not do it would be more realistic. Like, what were the little
Oh yeah,
pineapple
the little
looking guys?
coconut dudes.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
if they could stay away from that kind of stuff, I think maybe
I mean, well, the thing is, I don't know if they're gonna have. I mean, are they gonna have to do the stuff in that with the uh,
giant crab.
shiny? Yeah, I mean, like that's where his hook was. So I mean,
Mhm.
he had to get that back. So I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, it'll be interesting eventually to see. I'm not just with the announcement. I'm not like, yeah. I think I'm more excited probably for Lilo and Stitch live action.
Yeah, like that. I just saw that they had cast. They've done casting for Lilo. Apparently, I'm not sure exactly what's going to go on with that movie, but hey, I liked Lilo and Stitch, but I'm interested to see what they do with it as a live action because that's a lot of CGI there with between like Gantu and the professor doctor. I don't remember the doctor's name, but there's a lot of characters in that movie
Hmm.
that are, well, I mean, actually, heck, I mean, they do Star Wars and that looks really good. So,
Very true.
I mean, they could do something like that for some of these characters. But Gantu is like this huge kind of giant shark type character. So I imagine that they would have to do something a little bit different with him. But some of the other characters definitely. Oh, Cobra Bubbles. I want to see who they get to play Cobra Bubbles.
Yeah,
Man, that was a funny character, man. And I mean, and too bad Michael Clark Duncan isn't still around because he'd be perfect. He'd
I
be
would
perfect.
I would agree there. So we got a trailer for a new video game coming out in the not too distant future. It's a racing game of sorts.
Yeah, but that's the crazy part. It's from 2K.
Lego 2K
Yeah,
Drive.
yeah, that's kind of crazy. So the 2K stepping into this lane now, huh?
Well, and what is interesting to me is that you basically get to build a custom vehicle
Hmm.
that can potentially drive, fly, or go in water.
Yeah, and it looked like it'll switch. Kind of, you gotta, I guess, make each vehicle, but it'll switch between the three when need be.
Yeah, based on what the need of the moment is.
Yeah.
So I thought it was pretty cool, and you can see in this image there's like that train car in the background. I'm like, yeah, like I don't want no hot rod roadster like the one featured in the front. I want train car, or I don't know if you saw in the trailer, but like somebody made a chicken car. Or,
Yeah, it was like, yeah, I was like, what in the world is this? But yeah, no, and like it just looks like it looks like a Lego game that, like all the other Lego games, but this one involves more of a racing aspect.
yeah, and I do got to say, I really like the 2K in the bricks because if you look at it, I could, oh, I could make that. That's, you
Yeah.
know, that's legit. I like that.
Oh yeah, no, that's yeah.
Got to get right up on the screen, huh?
Well, no, because I couldn't. I don't have, of course, I don't have full screen, so
I'll let you go ahead and take this one away.
Yeah. Muppets Mayhem, man. I've been waiting for this. I heard about this like it feels like it's almost been a year ago, but it's basically the Electric Mayhem, and they're making an album. So there's gonna be some new music from the Electric Mayhem. And big fan of the Muppets. And
Dr. Teeth.
Yeah, Dr. Teeth, Floyd, Janice, Animal, Zoots, and I forget the dude in the back. I forgot his name. But hopefully we get hopefully get appearance by maybe Rolf, the dog, who sometimes plays piano.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we'll see. Hopefully, we get some, Muppet cameos. So, Kermit, Miss Piggy, throughout sometimes.
Well, and hopefully it'll be something that lasts more than 6 episodes. Because it seems like everything they've tried to do with the Muppets in any way over the last almost decade just doesn't get anywhere.
Yeah, I mean they did I think the longest show that they had, there was Muppets Tonight went, I think, which I'm surprised that they don't have anywhere, which is kind of irritating me. I've been trying to find something for it, but Muppets Tonight had a season. The Muppets, which was their kind of office type spinoff or show, that had a season, but it ended weird. And so, yeah, hopefully this will be something that, especially with music and everything. So there'll hopefully be some sort of album, and then there'll be the whole show, man. I've been waiting for this for a while. So
yeah, and I'm not as stoked about this. This is something that I'm like, okay, I'll probably watch it at some point, but it's not like every week I'm gonna be, come on, where's the next episode?
Well, no, it looks like it says all episodes on May 10th, so it looks like they released the entire thing.
Yeah, so maybe I'll watch it before the end of the year.
Yeah,
who knows? We also got a new trailer for Elemental that I really liked.
It was not what I expected it was going to be.
Elaborate on that.
So from the trailer, from the teaser trailer that you get this whole thing of it's going to be, all these people kind of living together, and then to find out that they are very it's very segregated.
Mm-hmm.
So you have the water people living in the the water people all stay together, the plants, the fire, the I guess the air. So I was like, oh, that's very interesting. And then these two meeting and trying to have a relationship where they're not really supposed to be. So it's kind of a Romeo and Juliet situation without the death and destruction.
Mm-hmm. What do you think of the animation?
The animation looks really dope.
I agree. This is a very unique take on some of the animation, and I think it could be a lot of fun.
Yeah, they stepped up. I mean, they went with the over the past number of years, Pixar has really done a phenomenal job of stepping up their animation and changing up their styles. And so with this, the seeing being able to see through the water character, what was his, I forget his name. I know her name is Ember, but I don't remember his name. But just the way she flickers, she's not completely steady the entire time. She flickers throughout. I just think I'm yo, that is stepped up the game a lot on this one.
Yeah, it almost looks like a combination of stop motion type characters. Even in this image, if you look at the cloud in the background,
yeah,
it does not look like it's animated.
No, it almost looks like actually looks like a puppet or something in the background right there.
Yeah.
And then it looks like and then you got some of the
earth
plants or something over there, which is kind of cool. I didn't
Yeah.
even see them in this. I didn't even see them just until a second ago. So that's pretty cool. A little bit of everything in there.
Do you see them now?
Yes.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. Evidently, there has been some controversy already about the commercial because of it playing into segregation and stuff like that. And
I
it's
mean,
like,
but if you think about it this way, I mean, if it's anything like, so I almost think about it this way: is that in Zootopia, for example, right?
mhm,
You had the different animals that they came to the city, they came to Zootopia, but like there was different parts of it. So you had the Sahara or whatever that was. You had the Arctic zone. You had the rainforest. So I mean, yeah, so you had the animals that specifically lived in some of those places in those areas, but overall, they all came together. So that's the thing that I was interested in, because I was like, yo, wait, by the commercial, because I was like, that's very interesting that they all kind of live separated, which I was like, okay. So I'm thinking I mean, like the train scene from the trailer, I would assume they have to get around. So,
mm.
that's, I'm interested to see how that all works. So, but like the fact that like the dad is like, he's water, and like he gives him the coals or whatever. And
Mhm.
he's like, yeah, yummy. Yeah.
I was actually fully expecting, because what happens when you superheat water, you get steam, right? And so
Right.
I was waiting for that. Like, it was weird to me that didn't happen.
Oh, the fact that they were just kind of floating in there, I was like, oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Well, sticking with some Disney and Disney Plus type stuff, we got a new trailer for Secret Invasion. It's a secret.
Don't tell nobody. I'm just
So
excited for getting some of those characters back that we haven't seen in a while.
oh, absolutely. I'm also excited to see Nick Fury have a good go of it. A long played out story, so to speak.
Yeah.
I'm really curious to see how they're going to explain, pretty much since he took off prior to what was it, Far From Home? No, not even
No,
before
he
that.
he was in. I think he got the call back. When did he get called back? Was that in? What was after Miss Marvel? I forget. I forget what. Because I know Miss Marvel, and then um, we didn't see him again until, I think it was Far From Home. Yeah, it was Far From Home.
Far From Home is when
He gets the
but
call to
he,
come back because he was gone. He was off world,
yeah,
and that's when he gets the call to come back. Was at
yeah.
the end of Far From Home.
So and that was 2019, 2020.
Before that, wasn't it?
No,
It was
because
eight,
Far From Home was right after Endgame,
18. Oh,
which was
that.
2019.
Oh, okay. Then yeah. So 2019. Yeah. So it's been a few
So
years.
it was either late 2019 or very early 2020. I'm fairly certain it was
No,
the
it
end of
had to be.
2019.
I think it had to be 2019 because I know that. Yeah, that was before everything. That was way before everything shut down.
Yes, and confirmed 2019.
Oh,
Two
okay.
hour 2 hour and 10-minute runtime, just in case you were wondering. July 2nd, 2019 is
There you
when
go.
but yeah, so it's been a while since we have heard from or seen Nick Fury, and so that's 4 years basically. They're gonna have to try and give us something of what's been going on.
Yeah, and then I just saw in the trailer, like, they got Maria Hill, and then you have what's her name? De La Cruz. What's her name? I can't remember her name right now. Julia Louis Dreyfus's character.
Ah, yes, De La Fontaine.
De La Fontaine. That's it. And then there's and then the one from Black Panther.
Oh, Ross.
Yeah, it looks like he was in that as well. So, trying to put some trying to get some shit.
Colonizer.
Yeah, colonizer. Trying to see. I guess they're getting some bringing Shield back a little bit.
There is a rumor, and that's where I was going to go. Is there is a rumor that this may be the series that introduces or reintroduces Daisy.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah. So
Is
we
is
may
oh
get
wait
Quake back.
is he? I mean, I know he's dead, but is he like is what's his name gone? Coulson?
Coulson? Yeah, he's done.
Okay. I
Yeah.
didn't know if he was because I remember in the series like he got like new arms and stuff and yeah, so
Yeah, the last I recall in that series, if I'm misremembering, I apologize, but they truly went to Tahiti. Him and
oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah. They actually, yeah, him and May.
yeah.
They went to Tahiti. That's right.
So, and Secret Invasion is supposedly also going to be massive in setting up more of the uh, multiverse saga that we're in now.
Yeah, because I heard that also like I heard Loki got they pushed back Loki too.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Which is super disappointing, especially after we just got that scene. Well,
yeah.
and we haven't talked about it, but like, what's going to happen with Jonathan Majors?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, with all that stuff that just went down.
Well, yeah, because I mean, they with Johnny Depp when things went sideways with him, they dropped him like a bad habit from
Because I think
Pirates.
there's supposed to be another. I think there was supposed to be another like at least one or two Pirates movies after the fact, but yeah, they cut ties there. So I mean, I don't know, and that's the problem is Jonathan Majors is a huge. I mean, the huge part of
Yeah,
this.
he is the Thanos of
Yeah,
this second chapter of
and that really sucks too because John. I mean, I hope, I really hope it's not true. But yeah, because I mean, this like if you think about everything that's just gone, I mean, he's got a big push in a lot of he's probably did all these films and they're just all getting released right now. But excuse me, I'm
but
starting to
but
be
yeah,
jumpy.
are they going to keep him or are they going to replace him and
Yeah, I mean, but I don't know who would be able to who would do it or who would be able to do it.
yeah, you could just step in.
Get me on that Marvel workout plan.
I don't think you could do it. I don't think that's the only thing. I don't think you could do it. I don't think you could do that, even for millions of dollars.
Oh, look, I like you get me that money and everything. You tell me this is what we need you to do. Hey, for that Disney money, that Marvel Disney money. I mean, just give me that personal trainer.
Sticking with Marvel, but switching to Sony, we got a second trailer for Spider-Man Across the Universe, Across the Spider-Verse. Sorry, and I will say this trailer got me a lot more excited than the first one did.
Yeah, this one also the fact that they do the whole thing. They're actually talking about the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yes, I I told you before when we watched the first trailer, I was like, it didn't really do anything for me. But this one, I'm like, okay, I may need to actually watch this now. So
Like you've seen the first one, right?
I have finally.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. I saw that in theaters, and I was like, "Yo, like this was definitely worth it was definitely worth it." But no, so I'm excited to see this one too.
Oscar-winning film.
Yeah, and so like I think this one, I think there's supposed to be one more after this too. It's
And
because
there have been rumors that some of the stuff that's happening in these animated Spider-Man could bleed into the MCU.
yeah. Well, I mean that's the thing because like I know Venom, um, at the at the end of the first Venom film, that's when we first saw like a sneak peek of this one. And then so yeah, so I'm interested to see really what goes on.
And of course, we saw Venom at the end of No Way Home.
Yeah.
So, you know, there clearly is the crossover and it can exist. So,
Yeah. So they know about each other.
sticking with superhero films, we got our first official trailer for the DC property Blue Beetle.
Kind of an obscure an obscure character, but I think
Brave and the Bold, he was pretty prominent in.
well, that's what I'm saying. I think like he's like Blue Beetle has definitely come a long way since since like what Justice League Unlimited and stuff. So was that George Lopez?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, man, my boy George doing a superhero film. All right. But no, I'm not gonna lie. Actually, this one actually interests me. This one actually kind of got me. I was like, yo, I dig it. I can dig it.
Well, and just so that you know, in case you didn't, the Blue Beetle has actually been around since 1939.
Oh.
The iteration that we're going to see with Jaime didn't come around till 2006, but Blue Beetle has been a long-standing character.
Oh yeah. Again, I didn't know Blue Beetle until like Justice League Unlimited. I remember like that was one of the first, either that or Young Justice, one of the two. Was when I first actually saw Blue Beetle.
Now, here's my frustration or problem with this film is I don't know if I want to waste my time because I believe this is not a part of the James Gunn DC.
Of course it's not.
Well, this was in production prior to him coming on board. So this was one of the ones that for some reason they decided to continue and push through to theatrical release, even though they couldn't release Batgirl for some reason.
Yeah, they canceled that for some reason. I don't know why, but like I said, hopefully some point.
But they could push this through. They could push Shazam through. They could push, what's the other one?
I thought
Flash.
Shazam was basically done by the time that whole thing happened.
Yeah, but so was Batgirl.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. That I mean, every guy.
I'm just saying it's interesting that there's clearly some kind of double standard for things.
Yeah.
We're gonna get the Flash film.
That's DC for you. And then and this Blue Beetle, like, I mean, he's young enough so where he could be in this new thing. And I've heard they've now recast Wonder Woman. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm just like, bro, this is you're trying to start an entire franchise all over again. So
did you see Shazam 2?
No, I did not go see that yet. I mean, I'm probably not yet. Like I said, I'm probably gonna wait for that to show up on HBO Max.
Yeah, I don't care. I haven't even seen the first one still.
The first one's actually so like within like that realm there, like Shazam. Once I finally got through it, because every time I'd try and watch it on the plane, like I'd always fall asleep just because I was tired and I just wanted to have something on. When I finally got through it, it's actually a pretty decent film. So that's why with this Fury of the Gods, I'm interested to see it. Plus Lucy Liu's in it, and I haven't seen Lucy Liu in something in a long time, and I love me some Lucy Liu.
Gal Gadot is in it as well. They spoiled that in a trailer for some reason.
I remember seeing that.
Yeah. I feel like why waste that on the trailer? Let the fans enjoy the surprise.
Yeah, that's something like if you're gonna throw somebody in there, hey, look at that.
Yeah.
But
that's DC for you.
Again,
hits just keep on rolling.
I just don't understand what they're. Again, I will say it once again. Stick to your animated stuff because that's amazing. Your live action has been lacking.
We'll see what happens. I mean, James Gunn is writing, directing the first film that's officially by them, and it's Superman. And we'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see what can he breathe some new life into it. If anyone can, he probably can.
I mean, he gave the Suicide Squad new life,
Yeah.
and then Peacemaker had a pretty funny series.
Well, and those are evidently staying around. So
Yeah, which is very interesting. I mean, probably because they're his, and so those can stay. But
Yeah.
apparently, Margot Robbie's out as Harley Quinn.
Well, and you heard who's playing Harley Quinn in the new Joker film, right?
Yeah, that's Lady Gaga, right?
Lady Gaga.
Yeah, Dr. Harleen Quinzel, and it's going to be a musical too. Which I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
Just remember that it's all in your head.
Joaquin Phoenix singing. I mean, if you recall in the Batman Arkham series, Mark Hamill sang as Joker.
That's true.
Extremely well.
Yeah, but that's Mark Hamill. I mean, so
yeah, I don't know if Joaquin can sing.
I mean, you know what the thing is if anybody can, I think Lady Gaga is proficient.
Lady Gaga.
Yeah, whatever. I think she's vocally trained, so I think she can actually probably, if anything, she could teach him. And they say because I've watched this like little, not the whole preview or whatever, the whole commercial on YouTube, but there was a guy on there a couple years back, and he was basically saying anybody can sing. I can teach anybody to sing, and he's had these big rooms of hundreds of people, and he'll pull somebody out who has like when they first get up there, nothing going on for him, and that could be just a setup, but then he works with them teaches them a couple little things, and at the end of this couple minute presentation, they're singing. So again, like I said, could be a setup, but apparently everybody can sing, and so maybe he'll surprise us. I don't know, or it could just be like a good voiceover thing.
I'm gonna lean towards the latter there. This next one, I have no idea what in the blue hell this film wants to be. Knights of the Zodiac. So I didn't know this, but it evidently is an anime.
Oh,
yes, this is a film based off of an anime.
Okay, that actually kind of makes sense.
And who do you think told me that?
That sounds like a Tyrus thing.
That is correct, sir. I had no idea this is based on anime, and it makes sense when I look at this image, and then I've seen some of the images from the anime, and I'm like, oh, okay,
that makes sense. Yeah, no, and like the whole thing is that reincarnated gods and all this kind of stuff. So,
well, when the trailer first started, I was like, is this like a knockoff Eternals?
I thought the same thing.
Yeah, is this going to be like a crappy knockoff Eternals? And that was a bad film to begin with. So, like,
yeah, it had issues for sure.
It is the lowest rated Marvel film on Rotten Tomatoes.
I thought, didn't whatchamacallit? Quantumania didn't beat it?
Quantumania is the second worst rated.
Yeah.
Which I don't agree with, but
yeah, me neither. But I think
I still think Thor 2 is probably the worst.
Oh yeah, but it still has a higher score
for some reason. But this thing, Knights of the Zodiac, I watched the trailer twice because I'm trying to understand, what does this film want to be? Is it a superhero film? Is it an action film? Is it a drama? Is it a comedy? Like, what in the hell?
All the above. If it's based on an anime, it's all the above.
Yeah. I will not be watching this. Period.
Again, who's making this one?
I don't even know.
Yeah,
Lionsgate, I think. I
Oh,
don't.
then it'll probably show up some point. It's not gonna. Oh, I shouldn't say that. There are some people that'll definitely love it, but I mean, if I have a couple hours to kill and I'm not doing anything, I might go check it out. But I don't know.
How about instead of killing your time on watching garbage like this, you actually prepped for the show?
I don't know. I'm just saying.
This next one, though, on the flip side, I wasn't interested in after the first trailer. I mean, I was quasi. I was like, okay, maybe. But this trailer, I was like, okay, I need to see this film. And I hate to admit it, but it's the new Barbie trailer.
Just the fact that they're all named Barbie, that was like the great. I was like, what?
Well, what I want to know is where's Skipper,
Oh yeah,
right? Like, hi Barbie, where's Skipper?
Yeah.
Hi Ken, right? Multiple Kens, multiple Barbies.
yeah. Skipper and what was
And
it?
doesn't Ken have like a little brother?
Yeah, yeah. They came out like in the what was it? The early '90s.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
it was like the early '90s, and yeah, Skipper came around, and then there was she had a baby sister, had another baby sister or something like that, and yeah, Ken had a little brother, but yeah,
Yeah, I like as I said, I was not at all interested in seeing this film before, but now I'm like, I think I might have to watch this.
yeah. Well, I mean, Margot Robbie, like Ryan Gosling, that list of people that they have in this movie is lightweight insane.
Yeah, it's
I was just,
massive.
I was just like, oh, I didn't even get through all the names, and I was just like, I saw like America Ferrera on there, and then I mean, I'd almost have to just pause it again just to see all the names.
Simu Lau, Will Ferrell,
Oh yeah, yeah, I saw him. Yeah, he was in that, and then, but yeah, it's very interesting. Like I'm like, how does all this?
Aquafina.
Oh, she's in it.
I'm sure.
Oh,
I
I was
don't
about
know.
to say she's in everything recently.
She really has been.
Um, yeah, after what Shang-Chi, and then before that she was in Ocean's 8. Yeah, she was in
Yes.
Ocean's 8, and then yeah, Shang-Chi, and now this Renfield, and she's done a couple she's done a couple other things. I think she's in Crazy Rich Asians.
So Greta Gerwig, Michael Cera,
Oh, nice.
Kate McKinnon.
Okay.
I'm only reading names of people that Rhea Perlman.
Really?
Rhea Perlman.
Wow, I haven't seen her in, man, it's been probably decades. Oh no, she was in an episode of Accused recently.
Anne Hathaway.
Really?
Helen Mirren.
Okay. Okay.
And there's like lots of other people that I'm sure, like, the tweens probably know, but I have no idea who they are, so I'm not gonna read them all.
Yeah.
Um,
I'll have to go through.
yeah, there are a lot of people. Dua Lipa,
Dua Lipa. Yeah, she's a singer. Yeah.
Dua Lipa Faith.
Yeah. And then
So,
yeah.
For those of you that I've saved this for the end of the episode, so that there are those that I'm sure won't care about what we're about to talk about. So this is your opportunity to feel free to say bye-bye. And y'all right there?
Yeah, sorry, I'm just getting my brother's calling me.
You tell him, not right now.
Yeah, I'll just say I sent him a message. Please text me.
Yes, I get plenty of those from you. So this last weekend was, to those of us that enjoy wrestling,
WrestleMania.
yes, the holy of holies in wrestling.
Yeah, the wrestling Super Bowl, if you will.
Yes, and of course, WrestleMania went Hollywood this last weekend.
Yeah,
for a 2-day event.
Actually,
And that's not including
SmackDown.
the Hall of Fame, SmackDown, Raw After Mania, the NXT Stand and Deliver.
Yo,
there were
Stand and Deliver was amazing.
many things going on. And I'm gonna very briefly say that for me, this was the tale of two WrestleManias.
Hey, yo, but I will say, if they can keep all the Hall of Fames as short as this one was, I would really appreciate that.
Yeah, just keep it down to like 5, 6 inductees.
Yeah, and keep a couple of them. Yeah, that was great.
So let's start off talking about night one, which, as I said, to me it is the tale of two WrestleManias, and night one was hands down the better of the two.
Mm-hmm.
There were, I mean, it had its moments where it was like, meh, it was, it could have been better, could have been, it wasn't as good as it could have been, maybe.
Right.
But when we get to night two, that's a different story. So I figure came across this match card. We'll just run down. If there's something you want to talk about, let's talk about it. If you don't care, don't care. But let's start with the John Cena versus Austin Theory match.
Started off the night.
Yes, the first match of WrestleMania's 2-night event.
Yep.
How'd you feel about it?
I was okay with it, but just the way that, like, I've liked this new Austin Theory. But at the same time, I was just like, I understand. I had a full conversation about this the other day with one of my coworkers who's a wrestling fan, and I was like, yo, like, if I had a feeling that John Cena was going to basically push him over, but at the same time, it was like, Austin Theory's not really liked right now. Like, nobody really cares. And so, like, I think it's just the fact that he won the way he won with the low blow. I was kind of like, oh, man, I don't know if you were going to go over. I think beating him clean would have been the way to do it.
I agree. I
understand not being not all heels have to, win that way. I think, like, he could have won, and
if it was really to try and help him get a push, he should have won clean. I agree, absolutely. And the match itself was just not that impressive.
No,
there was no high spots. There was nothing where I ever felt like John might win. I went into the match expecting Austin Theory to win, and there was never a moment where I had that in question.
Yeah, there was like I was like, okay. I mean, like, at the end of that match, I was kind of like, all right, it happened.
Yeah,
I was a little disappointed that the way it ended, but it is what it is.
So our next match was the Fatal 4-Way, if you will.
Yeah.
With 4 tag teams. And I was not expecting it to go the way that it did. You had Braun Strowman and Ricochet versus the Street Profits versus Alpha Academy versus the Viking Raiders. And the match was amazing.
Oh,
it was. I at the moment watching, I was like, "Oh my gosh, this thing could steal the show."
Well, did you see the SmackDown? They did a fatal four. They did like a fatal 4-way with like one of the members of each team.
Yes, and that to me was what I was expecting. I was expecting to see all 8 guys going at it at once. I was not expecting it to be like a tag team match.
Well, that's the way a fatal 4-way
really. It
works.
was it was a 4 corners match, because a fatal 4-way is everybody all at once. And that's why.
A tag fatal 4. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, no, you're right.
So it wasn't a fatal 4-way, or it was a 4 corners match.
Yeah.
So I was a little disappointed in that regard, but they had plenty of moments to make up for that.
Yeah.
And as I said, at that moment, I was like, this is the match that's going to steal this show.
Yeah.
And boy, was I wrong.
Because you got.
So the next one of the night, I'm trying to remember the exact order. Was the next one Logan Paul, or was it the ladies?
I think the ladies were a little bit later.
Okay, so it was Rey Mysterio. I'm sorry. So it was Seth freaking Rollins versus Logan Paul. Logan Paul making his entrance a la Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, but just a lame version.
Yeah, it was a pretty lame version. I'll agree with you there.
Yeah.
And Seth freaking Rollins getting serenaded by 80,000 people.
That's crazy. Like, I'm not a fan. So I'm not a huge fan of Seth Rollins, but against Logan Paul, whoever's going up against Logan Paul, I'm a fan of.
I mean, the one thing you can't argue though is Logan Paul can go.
He definitely can, but like, I'm just like, yo, I'm not a fan, man.
Yeah,
Not a fan.
I'm not a huge fan of Logan Paul either, but he can go and he can hit spots, and he did. And I think they had a good match, but I still think at that point the Fatal 4-Way was the show stealer to that point.
Yeah.
Next up, we had Becky Lynch, Lita, Trish Stratus versus Damage Control.
That was actually a pretty decent match.
It was fine for what it was to me. I didn't. The only thing that I thought might happen was a heel turn for Trish Stratus, for her to turn on her team.
No.
I mean, if you think about her and Lita having a huge rivalry for a long time, I thought it would have made sense for that to happen.
Yeah, but they're not. She's not going to be. I think she's just around for this, and that she'll be kind of. She might stick around for a little while longer, just for the. Because
the rub, the post Mania rub.
I don't know, but like all I know is like because she was there on Raw, so she might be there for a little while. That could very well happen. She could very well turn.
I think Damage Control just looked bad. I think it really made all three of those people look bad, and it didn't need to be like that. Dakota Kai and Io Sky, they need to be built up.
They need to not. Honestly, like I think just like
they had
as a
the
tag team together,
titles for what 6 months, and they didn't have a single match really.
Yeah, I mean, I think they can. I think that's one of those issues. I think they are a good tag team, but I'm not sure how with Bailey if she's the right person to really be.
Well, we'll talk about Bailey in a little bit.
Yeah.
So next up after that was Rey Mysterio coming out to Eddie Guerrero's music in Snoop Dogg's Lowrider.
Oh, that was great.
To face his son, who I think probably had the best entrance of the weekend.
That's true. That was a pretty good entrance. I'm not gonna lie, even though like Dominic has been a pain.
Yeah, and of course we saw Bad Bunny get involved in the match. It was just nice to see, Ray get to work over his son a bit and have some fun there. And Tyrus chiming in, Damage Control with the belts is like the Iconics with the belts. I think that's all a matter of what you do with it, right? I mean, if you don't give them an opportunity to shine, I think technically,
like the Iconics basically like were running, like they didn't want to face anybody, but like they just didn't really put anybody in the picture for Io and Dakota. I mean, they had a couple matches, but they were at all at the premium live events, and they were okay matches, but it pretty much would always go the same way. Like Bailey would get involved, Io would hit something, Dakota would hit something, and then the match would be over. So it was kind of like, okay.
Yeah. So overall, the match, it was good. Of course, Bad Bunny getting involved, I knew that meant it was going to play into Puerto Rico, the next premium live event.
Backlash. At least it's not called WrestleMania Backlash this year. I'm really excited about that because that's been irritating.
Yeah. So overall, it was an okay match. Not a show stealer. Didn't have any great spots, I don't think. But it was good. Nothing to complain about. And then we went into, in my opinion, hands down, the best women's match I think I may have ever seen.
Well, they said that might be the best. But just might be the best match in general.
Oh yeah, it is definitely in my book, in my top 10 of any kind, men, women, mixed, whatever.
I knew going into it, like I was like, yo, Rhea has to win this. Like she has to win this. There's no way around it. But the way that it went down, like kicking out of finish, like they were kicking out of finishers. Like what?
Well, and kicking out of finishers isn't as big of a thing these days. It seems to happen on live events. It's kind of a disappointing in that regard. But the way that they were kicking out, it was just, it was hot and heavy the entire match. There was really almost no time to catch your breath.
Nah.
Hands down, when I think of greatest WrestleMania matches of all time,
This has to be up
Steamboat
there.
Macho Man is still, I think, one of the top 2, 3, and this one is there now.
Yeah.
Just amazing match. At the end of it, I paused, the stream, and I had to take a breath. I had to like step away because it was just like, like I just had to. And Tyrus is saying best women's match since Becky and Sasha, Hell in a Cell in Sacramento. Of course, he calls that out because he was there for it. Not a bad match. That's not what I'm saying, but I don't know that that match compares at all to this.
There was those Sasha Banks matches. Actually, it was Sasha Bailey NXT was a great match.
Agreed. But yeah, I think Charlotte is stepping away for a while, it sounds like, and so it made sense she would hand off the belt, and Rhea's ready.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hope she has a monster run, that she holds that belt for a good at least 6 months. Give her time to have a couple, like 2, 3 really good competitors, and
yeah.
She's, again, to me, hands down, best women's match of the night, of the event, both nights.
I mean, and that's, again, one of the best. I mean, I think they got a standing ovation at the end of that match. I mean, like, from the entire stadium. So even what's his name? Corey Graves and Michael Cole were applauding them, standing ovation at the end of that match. Like, that don't happen too often.
No, it doesn't.
That don't happen too often.
And our next match, of course, did not get the standing but was the Miz versus Pat McAfee.
Oh man, I love seeing Pat McAfee, bro. I was just mad. I was really hoping Pat McAfee would have been out there as a third commentator. That's what I was waiting for.
Yeah, but that I think would have been better than this match, because it wasn't
really a match. It was just filler. And
and it was necessary. You had to have that between that women's match and then your main event.
Yeah, you had to get some. You had to give them a little. That was like the ginger when you're having sushi. You got to cleanse the palate.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was, because you went from that women's match that was absolutely amazing. You get a little bit of comic relief. You get your palate cleansed, as you said. And you move into the main event of the Usos versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, which probably best tag team match at WrestleMania
in a long time,
if not ever.
Like, of course, I was not happy with the way that it ended, but I knew it was going to happen. I should have known it was going to happen, but just like, I was like, come on, bro. Like, just the way, I mean, literally, they handled them like the entire. I was like, the Usos carried that match, and then but
I mean, there was a good.
There was good. Yeah, there was good. Yeah, no. But I'm saying, like, like, and that was the thing too. Is like they hit everything. I think every move was hit. Every single move was hit.
And I mean, Sammy was hitting Uso moves.
Yeah.
And Sammy was the first person to ever kick out of the 1D.
That's very true, which was also kind of irritating. But I mean, I knew they probably ended up we'll see what happens, because
we'll get to that. But yeah, I think for me, this night one was like, if that had been all there was, it was okay. It was it was more than enough. It was a very impressive night, a very impressive showing for pretty much everyone on that card except for Damage Control.
Yeah.
And The Miz.
Well, yeah, just The Miz had a bad weekend overall.
Yeah, I think everyone else on this show, on this card, this first night, and maybe the Viking Raiders, they didn't have a great showing,
but but no, actually, and I agree with what Tyrus just said too.
that Ripley needs to pull away from the Judgment Day. It's
Well,
holding her back.
yeah, I have that too. But I'm talking about. He said those titles need to be separated again, and I do agree that they need to be separated again.
I have no problem with the titles getting separated or just consolidate and stop carrying around 4 belts. I don't.
Yeah.
I like
I thought I
because
saw something with like a gold, like these gold belts or something like that, and I was like, oh, I like that. Like as like the unified, boat. So you're not carrying around two belts.
yeah, I have no problem with them getting separated, Raw and SmackDown, or if it's just one set. But the tag team has the ability to go between shows. Like
Yeah,
I think that'd be fine as well. Um, but I think carrying around 4 belts is just a little silly.
agreed.
So that was night 1. Then we move into in my opinion, night 1. I'll put it to you this way: night 1 was run by Triple H. Night 2 felt like it was run by Vinnie Mac. Uh, and will I I I honestly don't remember the order much here. I know we
It
started
started
with
off,
Brock Lesnar versus
yeah,
Omos, which was a snooze fest. That should not have been your opener.
it was, and Brock. It was. Never mind. You know
Of
how I feel
course,
about Brock Lesnar.
and of course, Brock Lesnar goes over.
Yeah,
Again, this is why I
garbage.
say Vinnie Mac, because Brock,
Omos was clearly the better. He was clearly better during that
well,
match.
and again, you're burying young talent instead of helping them to grow and shine.
Yeah,
Like,
you have Omos beat Brock Lesnar. I mean, that gives him more of a push. I mean, that gives him like that gives him more. I mean, he lost to Bobby Lashley, which would I guess needed to happen because that whole thing with MVP and Bobby Lashley at the time. But like this one, I mean, clearly throughout the entire time, like he dominated Brock Lesnar. He dominated Brock Lesnar in that match, and then all of a sudden, like Brock Lesnar hits a couple suplexes and an F5, and it's over. I'm like, bro, get out of here.
yeah. Then we have the piece of garbage Fatal 4-Way women's match that really was. It was clearly to me. Let's give them 8 minutes to go out there and have some fun. And Ronda, just stand there until the last 30 seconds and come in and win.
Yeah, they didn't do anything during that match. Like they did. No, I don't think they did anything during that match.
Not
I was
until they
saying,
got the win.
yeah, I was saying her and
Shayna Baszler.
when her and Shayna Baszler were walking to this ring, I looked at I was watching it because I started watching some of the WrestleMania at work that night. I was watching because on my lunch break, and I was like, bro, why do they walk to the ring like that? Like they walk to the ring so weird.
Yeah, to me, it was a garbage match. It really hurt, I think, most of those women rather than help them at all. And that's all I'm going to say on that. And then we move into uh, a match in which I felt pain watching Gunther versus Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus.
Yo, again, this is another thing that I mean, this is another one of those matches where it was like, bro, why are you guys fighting each other? You like Drew McIntyre and Sheamus were literally beating each other, and then every once in a while, like Gunther would get involved, and then I was like, bro, why are you guys stop fighting each other? Go after him, like take him out, then you guys can fight each other.
Yeah, never
Like
seen
they,
that many beats of the Baldwin handed out.
bro, and just again, like so I don't did you watch Clash of the Castle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that match was amazing. I don't think they needed to add Drew McIntyre to it. I understand why they did, but at the same time, I think if it had been another Gunther and Sheamus match, just one-on-one, I think Sheamus might have actually won that one. And I think Sheamus should have won this one as well.
I would like to see Sheamus win it just so that he has everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that would have been a perfect place to do it.
I mean, there is no unperfect place for it to happen. It's just I don't disagree with the outcome. I think keeping the belt on Gunther until it's time for him to go for I equate it to, if you recall a long time ago, when Ultimate Warrior was the Intercontinental Champion and eventually at WrestleMania went up against Hulk Hogan, who was the World Champion, for a belt for belt match. And I think that's probably what we're going to see next year. Is I think we're going to see Gunther hold that title till next year and go up against whoever the champion is at that point.
Yeah. All right. Huh.
Which I would be perfectly fine with. I think Gunther is an amazing talent, and I think he is already deserving of it. But I think let him keep that belt. Let him break, some of those records, maybe even Honky Tonk's record, for longevity with the belt. And then next year at Mania, put it on him. Let him go over. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Next up, we had Edge versus Finn Balor in a Hell in a Cell match.
I think that match actually ended earlier than it was supposed to.
So this was extremely frustrating because the demon Finn Balor was not the demon we're used to. He was no selling many things. Like it was almost like he was trying to be
the Fiend.
Yeah. Which I did not like. And then, he gets busted open by taking a ladder to the dome, and they basically stopped the match so he could get some stitches in his head.
And then, I mean, I don't know if you saw the pictures afterward. That was a gnarly gash, bro.
Oh no, absolutely. But it's really unfortunate because you're treating this character in this match as though he's indestructible, and then we got to stop the match to put some staples in his head. Like
good. I mean, we got the blood was flowing.
And they were having a good match.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure there's going to be an edit that will come out where they cut that out, and so I'll be curious to see how I feel about that. Because if that because it was like a 5-minute hold almost.
Was it that long?
It felt like it was at least 3 to 4 minutes. But either way, like
that was like edge grabbing stuff, throwing.
The other thing I was disappointed in is I really wanted them to do the Brood entrance with Gangrel, and that had been rumored.
Oh, that would have been. Gangrel looks horrible now, but that could have been interesting to see.
Then we got 2 for the price of 1 matches with surprise return of Shane O'Mac.
That was so sad. The man got hurt jumping over.
Blew out his quads.
I was like, come on, man. What?
Doing the international. And for those of you that maybe don't know what that is, it's one of the first things you learn in wrestling school is how to run off the ropes, how to do a leapfrog, and how to hit the mat. Like that's called the International League. If you can't do that without blowing out your quads,
bro, he's old.
I understand that, but Vince got in the ring last year and had a barn burner.
Hardly. But but he didn't jump over anybody.
True, but he lasted more than 30 seconds.
Oh, that's true too. I mean, like I was so excited and then I was like, oh, well, that was disappointing.
However, then the amazing Snoop Dogg stepped in, cold cocks the Miz, and delivers the worst people's elbow of all time.
I was like, never again, but okay.
Yes, the worst, worst people's elbow of all time.
Yeah,
and
he had some ups though with the elbow coming. He had some ups though. I'll give him
this
that.
Is true, but he did go over. He did win that impromptu match.
They were so like, then Snoop, get in there, hit him.
That is exactly what happened. So then we move into a really, to me, not as disappointing as the Fatal 4-Way, but pretty disappointing considering Bianca Belair versus Asuka match.
Nah, I actually like that. I enjoyed
Of
that
course you did,
match.
because you're a Bianca Belair fanboy.
Yeah.
And she could, in your book, do no harm. But I felt like that match was a throwaway. That there was nothing exciting. There was no high points. It was just meh.
I don't agree with that, but
Then please counter me. Tell me what moments happened that you're like, oh man, I'm juiced, bro. Like what?
no, I mean like just the entire match, like the fact. Well, actually, also the fact that they when she almost ran into the referee, which happens way too often now. Um, but like with the mist thing and like her actually not hitting the mist, which I was like, oh, I don't think I've ever seen that before. The whole I mean, anytime she hits a KOD from like a weird spot, I always dig that. But like, yeah, I think like honestly, I mean, with the fact that we had that fatal 4-way, which wasn't very great, but I actually like. Again, I'm a big fan of Bianca Belair. I like her. I've enjoyed her character since she was on NXT, and so like I think this was I actually kind of thought she might lose this one, but I was like, are they gonna keep her run at WrestleMania intact? Are they gonna keep her doing that? So yeah, because this is third year in a row. She's had a WrestleMania match and won. So but yeah, I don't know. I think I think she could after this, I think she can lose it for a little while and then work her way back up again. I'd have no problem with that. But yeah, I think I enjoyed it.
You have done nothing to sell me on why that match was good.
All right. Well, agree to
And
disagree.
I concur with Jeff. If I was going back to rewatch, I would not have paused and just that's my bathroom break match. And then I was looking at the clock and I was like, they've still got like an hour to fill going into the main event
Yeah.
of Roman Reigns versus the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. And they filled
Yes,
damn
they
near an
did.
hour.
Yeah.
Um,
I was actually surprised.
and I will say this night 2 was the best match of night 2. If this match had been on night 1, it would not have been the best match of night
No.
1, but it for sure was the best match of night 2. But it was close.
Like Edge and Finn Balor had the opportunity to be a great match, and because the way that they built it up, but I think because of what happened, that's what ended.
I mean, Gunther, Drew McIntyre, and Sheamus was better than the Hell in the Cell.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think it would have been better if he hadn't got hurt.
Maybe, but again, this Roman Reigns Cody Rhodes match, very good, very well planned out. Clearly, they did a great job of telling a story throughout the course of the match with the highs, the lows, moments of drama. It got a little bit too gimmicky, I think. With Solo getting thrown out. Then you have the Usos hit the ring because a ref takes a bump.
And the worst part was the ref guy, like it was like a kick to the stomach. I was like, bro, seriously? It wasn't even that hard of a kick. Like
I mean, that's not what the point is, but
I understand that.
Usos hit the ring, cause havoc. Then, of course, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens hit the ring, cause havoc.
They both spill out. They go fighting off into the distance.
And you really get the feeling that Cody Rhodes is going to win this, which I think everyone thought going into this thing that was going to be the outcome.
Yeah.
And then Solo comes back after having been ejected. And I would have been much more okay with Roman winning without that last piece if he somehow still kicked out and did something to win.
Well, I mean, you were getting what it was. He had hit 2 crossroads. He was about to hit a third. There was no way he's kicking out of that.
I'm just saying, if something had happened and he had been too close to the rope and grabbed it, something, right?
But I could understand. Yeah,
the fact of having it's so cheapened by bringing Solo back out. Um, yeah, it was a very big letdown. I and it's not because I'm not a fan of Roman Reigns. It's purely because
The way that it ended.
yeah.
I think, I like, honestly, like, I was surprised that he won that match because I was like, wait, what? Like, I was like, wow, okay, I don't quite understand, but
Well, and I go back to saying that it's the tale of two WrestleManias where night one to me was clearly Triple H, and night two was Vinnie Mac back in the chair. And the reason that that happened is because the WWE sold out to Endeavor, a talent agency that also owns UFC. And since that happened, we had the Monday after Raw, which was by far the worst Monday after Raw in a long time.
yeah,
And it has been confirmed that Vinnie Mac was running that show.
ugh,
That some of the original planned matches, you know, for example, there were going to be two women's triple threat matches to help establish the new number one contender for Bianca Belair. And instead, no, let's scrap that and let's do an almost squash match with Elias.
yeah, that was ridiculous.
And let's, for some reason, now start burying Cody Rhodes.
But yeah, that made zero sense to me. Like, why all of a sudden would you bring Brock Lesnar out for, and the fact that people still cheer for that dummy, anyways. But like, the fact of the matter is, like, bro, why would you have this whole buildup for for Cody, and it looked like it was gonna be like Cody versus Roman Reigns again, probably a Backlash or some other point. But like, all of a sudden to have, now he's gonna have to deal with Brock Lesnar. Like, what? Like, and it was ridiculous. I mean, like, at least if they had done something, like, I could understand, I could understood if somehow, you know, they lost the match and then he turned on Cody, but to not even have the match start and he turned on Cody, like, bruh, what? Like, what was the point of that?
Well, and there was only 8 minutes
Yeah, I knew
left
that.
in the episode when
That's
the
what I'm
bell
saying.
rang.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it could have, like, even if it had just been like a you know, some cheapened win by Roman and Solo, like, I could have, that would have been fine. And then Brock Lesnar turns, I'd been okay with that. But like, just the fact that there was zero match, it was all just Cody getting handled by Brock Lesnar. I'm like, bro, this is ridiculous.
Yep.
Absolutely ridiculous.
So, well, and there's no story motivation. There's
No,
nothing.
because Brock Lesnar doesn't show up at all, except, like, you know, he showed up the past couple weeks on Raw, didn't do anything, and like,
Well, I assume he's going to be at Backlash, and that we're going to see Cody versus him at Backlash.
which I'm just like, this is ridiculous. Like, does he need to prove himself? Like, he's gonna have to beat Brock? Like, is it one of those things where Brock Lesnar's pissed because now Cody wants a rematch, but he can't get a rematch anymore? That was the stipulation for that match. Like,
Well, and it's not like he hasn't had multiple opportunities with Roman.
yeah, way more opportunities than he deserved.
Again, this goes back to like you being a Bianca Belair lover and a Brock hater.
I've been a Brock hater forever.
Yes. The guy draws money. That's a reality.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Anyways.
So, anyways, getting back to the big point of this slide, WWE, Vince McMahon is no longer majority owner.
Yeah.
Endeavor owns 51% of WWE.
Yeah, that's interesting. Like, honestly, like, if I'm Endeavor, I'm like, if they look, I hope they look at the ratings. They look at the ratings or look at what happened on Monday night and be like, yeah, no, you don't get to do this anymore. Or like, you know, if they could pull some strings and be like, no, like, let Triple H run this, because obviously you can't do it anymore.
Well, and I think the best thing that fans can do, if that's, you know, the sentiment, is stop buying merch, stop going to the shows, and stop watching until Vince is just let go. He needs to be gone, and now that he's no longer a majority owner,
when
can happen.
that's well, the thing was is that when that whole sexual harassment thing and he disappeared, I was like, oh, awesome. Like, and like they were like Raw and SmackDown were really good at that point in time. And then all of a sudden, like now it's like, bro, no, especially the Raw after WrestleMania. Like I thought for sure, like, I was thinking that Braun Breaker would come out. I was thinking, and actually that was a whole weird twist that happened on Tuesday on NXT, but whatever. I was thinking maybe Braun Breaker, but then you only brought back Riddle and but no, Randy Orton was apparently there all weekend, but we don't know if he's been cleared or whatnot. So it was like, I don't know, man. That was very disappointing Raw after.
Well, and I will say the rumor mill is hot and heavy that talent is extremely disappointed, extremely frustrated. Morale has dropped immensely, and people are looking at options of how to get out of their contracts, because if Vince is back, they don't necessarily want to be a part of that.
Yeah. And that's something that they need. That's something that Endeavor also needs to look at. Like, if these guys are trying to get out, why is that? Like, you need to be like, and then because he's stuck in his ways. Like what you did back in the day might be unable to work, but actually I was kind of hoping with this sale they can kind of maybe get back to trying at least maybe get to a TV 14, but get out of this PG era stuff.
I agree with you there. And, as Jeff calls out, Vince just gave himself, it's not that he got a new contract. Vince gave himself a new 2-year contract as CEO just before this sale happened. And basically part of that contract gives him a huge payout if he should be relieved of duty, so to speak.
Then relieve him of duty and just give him the money so we can be done with him.
I'm sorry, not CEO, president of.
Then yes, we can be done.
Or no, I apologize. He is CEO. Tony Khan is president. So, yeah. So if something should happen and Vince gets fired at any point in the next 2 years, he's going to get a big payday.
Yeah, fine. Give him the money. Just give him the money and we can be done with it. I mean, I don't know how much money it is, so I can't really say that. But at the same time, it would be nice just to not have to deal with him running the shows anymore.
And Brian chiming in, Vince McPutin.
What? Yeah, kind of.
So yeah, overall, if WrestleMania had ended after its first night and that was that, I would have been good with it. And I would have been good with like WWE coming to a conclusion and completely ending then, because I am very concerned about what's going to happen over the next number of years until Vince is in the ground.
I'm just saying, like, he should not be like they like it should be one of those hostile takeovers by the kids. Like, nope. And that's the thing, when seeing Shane back, I was like, I thought he was done.
I mean, he was fired by Vince.
Oh, he was fired? I just thought he left.
No, he was fired by Vince after Royal Rumble last year.
Wow. Well,
yeah. So, him being brought back was also kind of interesting.
Hold on. I'm still on the show. Give me like a couple minutes. We're almost done. Huh? Okay, cool.
Gotta love live TV. So I do gotta also, while we're talking about wrestling and stuff, I do gotta call out, so Jeff will leave me alone. He had been suggesting that I listen to Click This, the Kevin Nash podcast. And I will say that I finally listened to an episode. And it was not at all what I was expecting. Kevin Nash likes to talk about politics.
Oh.
Yeah, so, I mean, he talks about wrestling. He has a lot of wrestling stories, but he gets very heavily involved in talking about politics, which is interesting because he calls himself a Democrat centrist, but in hearing some of like his thoughts and whatnot, I don't think that's a fair assessment. He's a Dem, absolutely. Centrist, not so much.
Hey,
And that's fine. Like, I'm not hating, but like, maybe be a little bit more self-aware.
gotta be. All right, man. Well, another great show.
Indeed. Any last minute thoughts? Anything?
No, I think I'm just ready for this cruise now, man.
Yeah, we will. As I mentioned before, flying out in 7.5, not even 7.5 days. We are close, and when we do this show next week,
Yeah,
we will. I don't know about you, but at the moment we finish, I will be going to bed because.
yeah, I gotta be up.
What time is your flight on the next day?
I do remember. Let's see.
And you have a direct, correct? You're going straight there?
Straight there. Yep.
Because I know you get in like a half hour before me.
Yeah. My flight is. Thanks. Come on. Open. I don't remember anymore. Oh, here it goes. You have to be at the airport. My flight is at 5:35. Oh no, I do have to stop. I go to San Jose.
Okay, I was like, doesn't make so your flight is at 5:35. So you're gonna be getting up. Do you get to do like the
I'm pre-checked.
Yeah, so you're pre-checked, so you get to go
Yeah.
through there at least. So that's good. So you as long as you're at the airport by 4:30, you should be fine.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm gonna have to jump on. I'm gonna have to jump on a shuttle to get to the terminal and all that.
Check in your bags.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, my flight.
Actually, I might just get. I don't know. I'm gonna see if my brother can just drop me off or something. I don't know.
My flight's at 9:40, so I'll be getting a little bit more sleep than you.
Yeah, and this is
we're hitting it hard when we get into town. Like we're going straight from the airport to the hotel, straight from the hotel to the Space Needle and the museums in that area.
Yeah, the museum, the garden.
We're going hard, and then hopefully get to bed, get a decent night's sleep, and then next morning we're going to Pike's Market, gonna get some fish.
See some fish being thrown. I want to ask if I could throw some fish though.
I'm gonna get some king crab legs and eat them right there. Because they sell it like pre-cooked, so it's ready to go. I'm gonna be eating me some king crab. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then we're going to the aquarium, and then we're going on a harbor tour. And then go on the Seattle wheel, the big wheel, Ferris wheel.
Oh, is that included in that thing?
No.
Oh.
I'm still gonna go on it.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we've got 2 days in Seattle that are packed before we go on this cruise.
Jam packed.
So yeah. All right, man. Well, have a good night. Go handle your business with your brother.
Yeah.
And we will leave you with this.